Hi guys, Teresa and Charlie here for Garden for Two. It's what, February, what month is it? November 24th? Something like that. It's a Monday. It's beautiful out. Anyhow, this is what's good for your garden today. The right way, the wrong way, I have no clue because I'm not a gardener. Teresa over there is your gardener. There's Teresa. So anyhow, we're going to talk to you about some stuff here. There's Teresa. She has no idea, guys, what I'm going to ask her for today. So here you go, Teresa. I'm going to have to turn the camera around and point. You just follow me. You tell me what's better for the soil. This nice cut grassy area, or that where you just let it go. And then in the wintertime, it just falls over on itself. What's better for your soil? Freshly mowed or let it go natural?
It depends, because there's a let it go natural hump of septic system next door, and he's already growing trees. So letting it go means letting trees grow on it, and you don't want trees in your septic system mound. All those trees along the fence line back there.
Oh, she wants. I'll show you what she's talking about. The red maples, they're pretty.
Yeah, but you really...
I don't know if you can see the sunlight's right on my camera here, so maybe I can zoom in a little more. Okay, so what about those?
Pretty soon they're going to start growing where the grass is.
So where the grass is.
I mean, if you want to grow trees and you want to grow a forest, then hey, why not?
So I don't like cutting the grass. So I like to let it grow knee high and then mow it and then pick it all up and put it in the compost pile. But our clay soil, I actually believe you got to let this grass grow a little bit and let some roots go down a little bit and then mow it. But you don't want it to grow completely wild, I don't think. So I'm going to ask you the next question. This is something you do. I'm looking at your bed here, and some people grow what you would call a winter cover. And you don't do that. You put cardboard on this one, and then on that one you put weed block.
Oh,
but
weed
then
block.
But hold on, one more option. And then over here we got a bed, and all we did was fill this with leaves and grass. All right, and there's different reasons why you do that for each one. And some people actually put compost, which we're making over here right now, on their beds too. So that would be another thing. And then you can just let them go, which is not what we subscribe to, but Teresa's had hip surgery, so we haven't cut all the flowers and all down yet. So what's the difference with cardboard, weed block, and just leaves and grass?
Well, under the cardboard is leaves and compost. Most of these beds have compost and leaves underneath them because we had a big mound of leaves and now we don't.
So if you have extra leaves and you're in Felton and you need a place to drop off some leaves, let us know. You can drive around here. There's a stone road that comes to the back of the property, and we can take some leaves. But anyhow, so which is better for the soil, I guess, is the question. I mean, one thing is you don't want weeds growing, or you do. You want something growing in your soil. But if you let weeds grow, then you got a big mess in the springtime to take all the weeds out.
Depends. If you put a cover crop down that dies back with the low temperatures in the wintertime, then if that works and it actually dies back, that's great. But if you're putting in like winter rye, that's meant to be kept mowed. So you're just kind of like, okay, it sends down deep roots, it brings minerals up from the subsoil, but you still have to mow it.
And we tried some winter rye just out here in the opening before we had everything fenced, and what happened?
Oh, what happened?
The deer came in and they thought we planted the whole food forest for them.
Yeah, plus it didn't die over the winter.
No, it did not die.
And it was very hard to till it under.
I had to till it under 2 or 3 times to get rid of it all
by hand.
So we don't really use winter cover. Besides, we have to pay for our seeds for winter cover. The cardboard's free. The worms like the cardboard. So if you put a little bit of stuff under the cardboard and put the cardboard down, it seems to be doing a pretty good job. You have to weigh it down, and the moisture does get to the cardboard. It helps it deteriorate and it just goes away. In the spring, there might be a little bit left, but you can just compost it.
That weed block got left over there by default. I grew cauliflower there whenever it was, and I just closed off the bed, and watermelon was running, growing melons all over it, not growing out of it, but using it as space, and I didn't have time to pick it up.
Okay. Teresa ran out of time because of hip surgery. So I see behind you here on the ground, you've got some soaker hose or something near this big corner bed here. So what are you doing with those before you cover your beds? Are you pulling out all your hoses so they don't freeze or something? What are you doing?
They disintegrate eventually.
They do. So,
but those are new. I just let them there because last year I got so confused with the lengths of the hoses. I mean, I could lay them all out and see which the longer ones are, but I've got 12-foot beds, 11-foot beds, 10-foot beds, and a couple 8-foot beds. And some of the hoses are new, so they work really well, and some of them are older, so they're kind of getting clogged on the inside. It's always fun in the spring.
Soaker hoses are always a challenge.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing we do before we plant anything in the spring is we run the hose all the way from the front house all the way back here, and then we test each of the irrigation systems, turning them on and off and making sure the water doesn't come out equally on some of these soaker hoses. You know, so you have to make sure the water is going where you want it in the right proportions. And I tell her all the time, if you need new soaker hoses, then we're going to get it, because we just don't have time to hand water, and we couldn't do a good enough job hand watering, and we can't sprinkler, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, and if we don't water, we're out here in the full sun in Delaware, and it just bakes here. And I keep telling her in the future years, we're going to probably have to have shade cloth over the whole thing. You know, the sun just seems to get so intense here. I don't know. But
One
yeah.
good point is that because this will be our 4th or 5th summer, this coming summer, that we've amended the bed so many times with leaves and compost and grass, and that the soil is very much improved from what we started with. Very much.
Yeah. And she found out that the newer beds we put in, we dug deeper, and I actually took the ground soil up, and then we put some of the branches from the pear tree that we cut down.
Half-rotted branches.
Yeah, and those beds don't need as much water, and the crops do better in them.
Yeah.
So we actually have proof that is a better way for us to go. So as we change, then you know, that's probably what we'll do, as long as we have some dead branches around.
We do, although a lot of them have rotted. But if we build a new strawberry bed, we're going to have a 2-foot deep raised bed, and the bottom foot being filled up with wood.
We're just making it easier, so we don't have to bend over as much as we're getting older. So anyhow, that's just she's going to need a cane with a pickup stick on the end, so she can not have to bend over, just grab things and pick it up with the stick. But anyhow, so that's just, when you see the beds, it kind of looks ugly, but it actually, to a gardener, probably looks beautiful like that. The weeds are under control. Now, not in the row so much. she's been attacking these weeds because the wood chips have been deteriorating so much that
and it's a lot of hard work to lay down big beds of wood chips, you know, in between the rows.
That's just wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow I did by hand, and did it 2 years in a row. And it was over 40 cubic yards of wood chips I moved by hand. So it was a lot. So anyhow, I just bite the bullet and buy the weed block. It does a good job, and it's going to last a number of years, then it'll have to be replaced. But anyhow, that's what the beds look like in the wintertime. And she would normally have stuff planted here, but with the hip surgery, no. So now she's planning next year. It's a good time to get all your seed packets and check them all out. And she just found out she didn't have enough cantaloupe seeds, so she just ordered some of those. So anyhow, that's what you do in the wintertime. But that's how we prep our beds. Of course, I'm still making compost. That never ends. My compost pile's up to 100 degrees today. So,
Yeah, and I always have things I've peeled or chopped or rotten things that I've thrown away, or we don't have pigs and we don't have chickens.
no.
So the compost gets it.
She fills it up by the 5-gallon bucket for me. Anyhow, it's Charlie and Teresa Garden for Two. Do you want to add anything else, hon, before I go? Say something to the people
No,
about your hip
except I have-
surgery or whatever?
No,
No.
I'm doing very well. It was better than I thought.
Better than she thought.
And I have a bunch of dill growing that I'm pondering uses for, since I already made enough pickles. And
It looked like the frost got to them a little bit the other night.
yeah, that's what I mean. I got
So she's talking about that little, the little nice little pile of dill right there that just volunteered there.
I guess I'll just freeze it.
That's not a weed, even though it looks kind of like carrot weeds or something.
Yeah, no, it's dill.
Anyhow, she's gonna make. She made a homemade apple pie yesterday with apples from our own apple tree, and that's delicious. It's actually gone. And she may make homemade spaghetti sauce with our homegrown tomatoes now.
Yeah,
That-
I already have.
And so anyhow, it's a good time of the year to be doing that. But today was so beautiful. We just wanted to come out and feel the sun and take a look. And a good little walk is good for her. It's good exercise. Anyhow, Teresa and Charlie, Garden for Two. Thanks for joining.